Hello, everyone. Um, I'm here again with day two of the none to one business course. Today I'm going to be talking through a method called the TLDR method. Now, we are more commonly know, we understand this method being, too long didn't read. My analogy for that is essentially having that analogy turned around into time, learn, dedicate, and revenue. So our four boxes here. Um, so I've also included relationships. So some people want to gain business and grow. Some people want to turn ahead and make a profit. Both are great ideas, and both are very important. So I'll cover everything in today's episode. Um, so why is it important to have the TLDR method? Um, so myself, I want to inspire young individuals, business-minded individuals who want to gain an understanding around business and also develop and watch something grow on their own. I think it's very important to have an idea what you want to do, as well as everything that you need to, all the steps you need to take in terms of, everything you need to learn, everything you need to dedicate your time to, um, where your financial responsibilities might hide within the business, and how you can get from, you know, day none, which is day zero, and making the first steps to having a business idea that can be used and you can see it growing. Uh, the potential future, maybe a career that you want to chase. Um, but I think it's very important that we touch on these points here, these five, four, including relationships, which is technically the. Um, yeah. So I'm gonna come up with a business idea. Um, it might be outlandish. Um, something very random. So something, you know, out out of the box. It's a vape shop, okay? So we're selling electronic vapes, and I'll pop this in this box here, vape shop. So, understanding a vape shop is where consumers go to an online store, online retailer, or a shop on the street to purchase electronic cigarettes, whether it's liquids, disposable, vaporizers. Also, it could be some sort of, a smoking device to help them stop vaping, really, smoking, to stop smoking. Um, but vape shops themselves are a business. They are common. A lot of places tend to sell vapes, whether it's a small shop, um, maybe your corner shop, um, or even a dedicated vape shop retailer near you. That could be in like a town center or a village. For me, I don't have one really close to me. I have to go about half an hour down the road for mine, and that's where the closest one is. Um, so we'll talk about the vape shop. So learning a vape shop. What do we already know about a vape shop? If you're uncommon, come over here. We'll make a couple boxes. So vape shop. So I do another one. Get rid of that. No, we won't. We'll get a sticky note in. That does not look like a sticky note. Or is it? I don't know. Yeah, that's a sticky note. Why not? Right. So everything that we need to know about a vape shop. So what is it? What do they sell? Vapes. Sell vapes. They also sell e-liquid, sell um, electronic goods, So we can all agree that they sell electronic devices, electronic goods. Do they endorse smoking? So they don't sell smoking, cigarettes. So they want to be on a healthy side. So they look at the benefits of that, and that's how they use it as a marketing strategy, um, advertising the benefits of vaping. So tobacco, I think that's how you spell it. They also sell um, disposables. Now, a lot of different businesses, not every business is the same. Some people do it in a different way. Some people follow a certain structure. Um, so this is the main part. This is what we know. Now, what we don't really know is there is law involved with vape shops, so they've got to stay compliant. So compliance is important. Compliance allows you to stay within regulations. So we'll branch off of this. Stick this one here. So regulations. So regulations being cannot sell to under 18s, under 21s, maybe similar to the alcohol industry. It's still tobacco, still nicotine, and you cannot have a young a teenager, a child wandering to buy um, a vape, or you cannot sell that because there is a law restricting you to do so, and it's not it's not healthy. I mean, adult you should know what the right thing is to do. If you want to take it that way, this ain't this ain't for you. Um, I do not endorse anyone to do so. Um, but there's regulations and that a lot of regulations that it'll be almost the size of a dictionary, the amount of things that you can and cannot do. I do not know that book. This is just sprung into my head as an idea. But there are regulations involved, and knowing what to look for, you can search it into Google. You can find the government website, the regulations. Similar thing kind of goes with a gambling industry. You have to respond to ICO, so that's the Information Commissioner's Office, as well as the Gambling Commission's Office, um, which governs UK gambling. So that includes small society, large society, lotteries, charity, and making sure you're not making money legally. And that also falls under money laundering, which is standard for every business. Um, so compliance regulations, and I guess it's kind of like, well, knowing about digital goods. So we'll separate that, and that. Bring these down here. So these three have something in common. So I'm going to pop it here next to it. Batteries. So all these three have batteries with them. So lithium, could be like an ion battery. I'm unsure. Might be a double A that you can buy from a market. Um, when shipping and dealing with this product, you have to take into account that these batteries, if burst, can cause an issue in terms of flammable, flammable material, hazardous material. So, you have lithium, and this is just something to kind of to consider. So, lithium is very flammable when reacting with air. Anything, goes off in a storage warehouse, you might be accountable for that. If it's on your premises, essentially, um, or wherever you're holding your stock. So it's always good to handle with care, especially with these products. Um, so yeah, so that's something to kind of look into. Again, nicotine kind of falls under everything, ensuring things have the correct labels, and to also stay um, vigilant. There's kind of like a hidden market. As open as it is a hidden market. So there are vapes that are sold on UK mainland that are not regulated. So I I know this because I vape. I'm open about it. So there are liquids that you can buy off the shelf which are regulated. Normal vape shops, so my local vape shop will sell liquids that are regulated by UK law and however they process them liquids. Um, but a lot of corner shops tend to sell under the counter products, which are like your Elf bars, Elux bars, which are not governed by UK regulations and have an excessive amount of liquid in them compared to what they can handle. And they also use something called diacylene, which is another chemical which is harmful and can cause um, cancers and something not nice. um, but it is important that you make sure you stick with the regulations, you understand the consequences of that. Again, looking up online where you can stay, compliant and understand the regulations and keep referring to that. Usually, when you're dealing with having a business, there could be well, for example, restaurants, they need to be checked and for health and safety, especially having a premise where people eat and making sure everything is healthy and clean. Um, it's important that the same might happen. Having to inspect health and safety, make sure everything's up to scratch um, within that business. So it's always good to stay vigilant and compliant. Yeah, so let's move back over here. So from that, what can we spend our time on? So the main thing is I'm gonna highlight some points about each and every one. So I'm gonna use a different color. Can't have the same color. We'll go with the blue. Go with sky blue. So time. So you want to spend your so how would you want to spend your time? So time being your own time learning. Touch on learning in a minute. Not using someone else's time. Now, it's important that you consider this as, like if you're a young minded individual, you might have a part time job, you might work for a company yourself. Um, it's always good, especially if you are employed, you're on a contract and you're bound to do so many hours. Using time in your lunch can be risky. Say if you got time to, go out of your day. When you go home, always look at just start learning, look into compliance. Start bringing compliance regulations. Familiar yourself with the the topics, everything that you need to know before you walk into it. It's always good to have an idea, even though you don't know the idea. Just always double check. With business, it's always going to be two steps forward and one step back. And usually every business will meet compliance and it can be an ache. There could be some service, whether it's your payment gateway on your shop, um, that won't allow the sales, the online retail for vaping, smoking, tobacco, anything like that. Um, it's always important to understand compliance and regulations whether it's business related or could be software related as well, in like the payment gateway. So yeah, I'll keep these three here. We'll look into learning. So what do you need to learn? And I'll scrap these for now. We don't need. um, yeah. So learning. So what can we learn about vape shop? Um, so learn about online stores. We can learn about online, you know, commerce itself. So e-commerce. I mean, that kind of falls into that. So we'll just use e-commerce. So e-commerce is essentially what we would refer to as an online business or having a payment transaction, a customer, a transaction, and a business. So, e-commerce being the sale of goods online, whether it's a shop or the entire world, how logistics is set up, everything to do with e-commerce, kind of everything to do with business really involves e-commerce, especially if it's a customer business. What Mainly it's retail, shop front, an online store. So e-commerce is very important to learn. Um, we can learn about so we've got compliance. We've talked about that. So learning about where to so your wholesalers. So wholesalers, where are you getting your stock from? So look into suppliers, where you can get your vape goods from, where can you find the best deal, how can you make a profit on that? So understanding, whether it's online drop shipping, which is very useful. It's a modern thing. You go to an online store. When someone buys it off your shop, you just send the order off to this place. That place will supply and drop it off for you, and either you ship it out yourself, so that'll be fulfilled by merchant, or you know, I mean, I was going to say FBA because that's fulfilled by Amazon, but the same. There is a word for it. Well, 3PL, so third party logistics, having that other logistical side deal with the shipping for you. Um, it's always good to kind of like look at it as well. So wholesalers, where can you get the best deals? And also that will give you an advantage on your competitors, which I will touch on now. So competitors. So who are oh, oh competitors? So who are your competitors? I'm not spelled today. So competitors. There's 100 million, probably that's an over exaggeration. There's a lot. There's a lot of vape shops. Every single country has a vape shop. Every shop has um, solves a problem in their own way. I guess having a shop front will be your main kind of attraction. So if you're looking to have an online store, have something where customers can trust you, maybe having better prices, whether you're making a bit more, a little less money in terms of profit on each product, you're still having a profit, but it also undercuts the competitors. So people might turn their heads and look, you've got the better price, so we want to go for you. Trend in stock. Um, so following on to trends, that could be another one. I'll pop that there as well. I'll touch on that as well now. So trends, what are people kind of looking into in terms of their vaping needs? What issues are you going to solve for the everyday consumer? So it could be cheap price, reliable service, fast shipping, customer support, everything like that will kind of fall into. If you have another idea that you want to throw at the board, do it. Have a look. Does it fall into that same category here? So you got e-commerce, wholesalers, competitors, trending. You know, essentially looking at what products are going to benefit you in terms of any other product that is listed on the market. Um, just staying ahead of the game. A lot of vape shops now tend to do a service where they can provide their own liquids, whether you have your own. batch of products that you want to sell as well. Um, so this could be like your own brand of vape liquid. For this, I'm just going to kind of touch on more of the idea of having an online shop, but it is something that you can definitely look into. But always making sure you're sticking with compliance and regulations with that. I'm not too familiar with how making your own vape liquid is monitored. Fortunately, I cannot help you there. Something for me to learn as well. Um, yeah, so definitely looking into stock, seeing what your competitors have, and seeing how you can win over customers based on what you know, what is out there. So wholesalers and a better e-commerce solution. Right. So let's talk about dedication. So dedication, there's nothing too much to it, and it underlines everything here. And also all your knowledge. I keep clicking the wrong one. So everything here is basically being dedicated. If you want, if let's say this is your business, you wanna you wanna succeed, you wanna be successful. Blimey, I can't spell today. Successful. You wanna be successful. You want a great business. You want growth as well. The only way you're going to achieve growth is by, providing a reliable service to that covers everything here. So it could be e-commerce, could be sticking with better resellers, maybe even changing your retailer, wholesaler. Um, just staying ahead of the game, making sure your prices are low. Um, Also solving a problem for your customers, whether it's locally or online. Marketing strategies that could work for you, and also just staying ahead of the game, find trending products. Yeah, a lot of vape shops are doing CBD. I see that a fair bit now. Yeah, they don't do it themselves. They will um, drop ship them to the customers so that they can basically buy in the stock. So they'll deal with the batching, um, as it is more of a the product will go off, so it will have like a best before date, sell by date. So to save them the hassle without with their stock perishing, they can buy it in when it's ordered, uh, which also benefits the business as well. So they don't have to deal with waste, do count ups, whatever. Um, Basically, just maximizes their profit, um, which is great. Growth as well, yeah. So again, staying ahead of the game there. So in that box, everything kind of covers that. Where can you see growth? And being dedicated. If you're dedicated in the growth, it is important that you kind of figure out what people want, how you can market that to your customers, and also new customers. So signage, advertisements, marketing, email campaigns, could be anything, social media. Um, but I hate to do it again, compliance and regulations, because you're still selling, um, well, things that are labeled as non-tobacco. It's still classed as nicotine and an addictive substance. So um, that is one thing to kind of just bear in mind. Um, right. So I guess the more exciting things are revenue and relationships. So revenue and relationships mean you are going to be successful. Yes. But I guess the things to kind of look in terms of revenue is, you're making profit. So I'll pop this down. So you're making profit. You're making money. Um, but again, you're making so much money. You might be stable. Things will change themselves. What happens if um tax rate goes up for vaping products? There's a ban for something. you lose a wholesaler because they don't want to do business with you. You your profit will slowly start to go down because you're not spending enough time growing, um, which can in- impact the business by a whole lot. Um, so using your profit, I guess, is to look into ways to maximize your business. So instead of looking at what could happen, you either make the moves to, if it's a little bit of like a bit like Bitcoin stock. If you look at Bitcoin stock, how it goes up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down, goes up, keeps going up. Um, there are changes in place. Anything can impact the business, whether it's social media, a tweet from Elon Musk, you know, anything can impact the business. Um, but it's also you got to figure out what can you maximize, what can you cut corners. What can you not cut corners? What can you cut out of the business to make it more efficient, streamline, the flow. It's like making a car aerodynamic. What can you make? How much weight can you shed off that business to make your profit grow? To help you fight, maybe the tax, but also staying compliant against like regulations. Um, it might even be the case of looking into um, software. So we'll do softwares. Let's do marketing campaigns. So marketing, spend money on marketing. So this is your social media. Um, this could be your email campaigns. This can mean a whole lot. It's how you sell yourself as a business. Um, we'll also do um, so your retail solutions. So retail solutions. So this could be your POS, so your point of sale. So when you walk into a shop or an online platform, the cart system, how does that user's data get transported? Um, how is their order packed and they place an order, how does it get to you? How do you fulfill the order? How does that get to the customer? Within a reasonable time. Again, growth, um, learning about all these technologies, so time learning, softwares, and marketing. Um, yeah, there's a lot you can think about with revenue because you've got to spend money to make money, and that's one of the main things with making a business. And also not knowing anything at all can really impact the business as well. I had a good conversation with one of my friends. He wanted to sell little figurines, and I said, "Oh well, how would you start?" I was like, "Oh, I don't really know." It's like, "Well, where can you get these figurines from? What can you do with these figurines? What makes you different than any other figurine seller? Um, how does that how can you make that into a business?" And I asked these questions he just did not know. Um, so I gave him some guidance. I told him, this is what you could do. Maybe get a 3D printer. Maybe invest in a 3D printer because that's it's reliable. I have a 3D printer behind me. Um, I make three. I've made objects from there, so I could get an object. I could get a figurine. I could have that printed out. £25 it would cost me to make to get a kilogram roll of filament for the printer, but it cost me so much less to manufacture each of those little pieces. And it's a good business. 3D printing is a brilliant business. Um, Again, everyone's kind of hopping onto that. There is a downside to it. You have to learn about 3D printing, experimentation. So you might have some downfalls in terms of learning the setup, power consumption cost. You might take that into account and then you put that into your profit and then invest back in. So you can invest in more colors for your products, scalability of the business, more printers. And then that's one simple business idea here. But again, it's very, very popular. You see them all the time on eBay, Etsy, people selling figurines, model cars, model boats, toys, gadgets, everything. Um, and it seems to be a great business for for young people themselves. If you're talented in 3D modeling, 3D printing is one for you. But back to the vape shop. So essentially, retail solutions. How your checkout. A lot of payment gateways. So Stripe is a good one. Um, Stripe is a payment gateway, payment service. You've got a customer CRM in there, so a customer relationship management system. Um, Able to invoice people, view invoices, track sales, all that stuff. It's very basic, but it's very user friendly. I like it. There's a lot of development side. If you're good at development, you can learn the API, everything surrounding Stripe, and then take all that knowledge and whack it into a website. Um, yeah, so you can also find like maybe the best web hosting provider as well. So cut costs by um, finding a really nice cloud-based web hosting service. If you want to spend decent, maybe like 30, 40 pound a month, um, for a decent website. I sell websites myself. I can manage e-commerce. I'm currently testing out an e-commerce solution myself. So that's using Stripe or PayPal. But again, these payment gateways will take a cut out of your profit only by a small amount. So like it could be like 2%, 1.5% of your sales. Um, but it's to benefit the service and the upkeep of their time. A lot of services will take a fee, but then you can either take that into account or just take the hit, and because you'll be making enough money anyway. So yeah, that's kind of what you got to think about revenue, and that's the exciting thing. But it's just about pushing yourself in a way to make sure you're getting the most out of your money spent, where you know where your money's going, your financial side, having decent accounting knowledge as well to manage your revenue is really really important as well. Um, Relationships. Now, people want to build relationships with um, other companies, so it might be maybe building a relationship with a wholesaler, so having someone close to you that can provide a decent wholesaling service for your vape needs. Um, it could be one of your competitors. Maybe they've taken an impact or on stock, but then you know about that and you see potential in their business. So your competitors might be business partners in the end run. Your competitors might turn, maybe they see growth, you see growth, and this is how if you present some ideas to the table that you know that could work, and looking over absolutely everything here, providing your knowledge, something could work out for you. So partners, so partnerships can definitely benefit everyone. So you can have manage more stock. They might have a stock solution, but you know where to get the best wholesalers. Combining both together, you're going to be in the green for more profit. Might be in the more for growth. Maybe they lack marketing or a retail solution. Maybe they lack a development in their website. But then you can provide that and become partners to grow the company, make more money, and for yourself as well. Um, I think that's very very important, and that's one of the main things about relationships. Um, it's just finding someone that knows the business, can understand what to kind of look for, um, and basically just get talking to people. Maybe attend events. Maybe your local vape shop has an event where you can talk to the owners. Maybe it's like a business. Maybe like it's a business event. So I'll pop this down as well. So maybe a business event. So be networking. So networking being involving yourself with technologies, CEOs, MDs of other businesses, and get talking. Figure out what solutions could benefit you. Um, being, let's say you are the vape shop owner, you want to expand your e-commerce knowledge, but you don't have like a platform to do it on, and you want to find some good technologies, whether it's accounting, could be CMS related, CRMs, could be absolutely anything, and you just want to kind of understand how they work. They can cut you in the deal. They might say that this is what we can do for you. This is how much we charge you. And you'll be like, that's reasonable. That's exactly what we need. Get talking, s- develop a network between you both. Maybe they could introduce you to more people, and just talking, you know, constantly to other people can help develop your mindset, understand your learning as well about everything here, and also, it'll benefit the business as a whole. So if you get talking to some other vape shop owners, you'll understand um, their goals, what they want, and you know, they could even still be your competitors. You might be, you might not introduce yourself as a vape shop owner, but you want to understand how their business is run, give you an idea. Go talk to someone who runs a vape shop. Just ask them a bunch of questions like, "Oh, do you have any of this in stock? No. Where do you get your stock from?" They probably won't say that, but it's like, how many shops do you own? Are you local? Stuff like that. I've done this myself. I've chatted to my local vape shop. I've spoken to the guy. I found out he owns three shops locally. He's a few years older than me. Um, he wants to grow his company. I thought his company was a franchise. His business was a franchise, as he's got three shops within the surrounding area of Cheshire, where I live. Um, and he's got a decent wholesaler. I think he knows a few people as well. I've heard, asking a few people that I know, they've also spoken to him, and I think they know about how he knows some people in the vape world in anyway. So understanding that, you know, it, it's quids in. So there's benefit from it. Just understanding it'll help you understand the business and what to sell. Um, yeah, so that covers that. So hopefully this kind of covers and opens your eyes on how to see kind of like a business. But this doesn't go for anything just vape shops. You can say computer shop, computer shop. No, nothing here, nothing here is much different. Everything's the same. Yes, it is the same because I've not changed anything apart from the title. But if you put everything that you see here, your time, learn, dedicate, and revenue and relationships into an idea, everything's going to stay the same. You just got to look at it the same way for every single business. This is just to open your eyes to have a look at every aspect of the business, every corner, see where the cobwebs reside within your business, and just you know clear the mess, clear the clutter, understand it more. Um, but yeah, hopefully this does give you some insight. Um, next next course, I will also introduce you to what softwares you can use to develop your business. So I'll introduce you to some tools for starters, based on my knowledge, and how to kind of promote yourself. I will then probably touch on to marketing as well, how to market, how to sell yourself as a business, and understand where people want to kind of go from, well, go to and come from and go to with their business ideas. But hopefully, this has been insightful. My name's Dom. I'm part of DiGiT Solutions. Feel free to reach out if you need any help. I'm here all week. Thank you very much for watching and stay tuned. Thank you.